It's cold. It's cold. We are cold. Okay, let's alright, move some stuff around here. Get this over here. Yeah. Put that away. Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's put this over here. Ooh. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Ooh, it's cold. All right. Well, I mean, I know it's not really cold for most of you, but it is 54 degrees. I feel cold. So, all right. What are we gonna do today? It's Friday. It's Friday. Maybe we'll make some music. You want? Should we make some music, or should I paint, or should I do both? These are the questions that we have before us here tonight. Or just hang out, which I'm inclined to do that too. Happy to just hang out and do nothing, or just hang out. We can also just hang out. I can just hang out. I could work on this painting some more at the very least. It needs a little more something. So maybe we'll give it some love here. Just drink beer. Complain. Can complain. We missed you yesterday. I ended up watching my team lose their football game. If you don't know, I'm a Raiders fan, so I watched my Raiders lose. And it's so I'm so used to the fact that they lose that it's kind of like an ongoing joke or something. It used to be like the Cubs. The Cubs used to be famous for always never very being, not succeeding, basically. Losing. And the Raiders have kind of become that. Now the Cubs have obviously won a handful of years ago or whatever, so it's cold. It's cold. I don't think the Raiders have won the Super Bowl since like 1980 something. I think it's like 19. I don't know when the last time the Raiders won. Oh, maybe 1990, maybe, or was it more like 87, 80? Was that the last time they won? I think it was the last time they won was when they were in L.A. And I think it was 1987 or 88, and I think that's it. And then I think they made it to the Super Bowl one more time, but then they lost to Tampa Bay. They got their ass beat by John Gruden, who had been the coach. I think that was in the 90s at some point. Okay, I don't know the history. Whatever. I don't care. It's kind of good, though, when your team loses so much, because then you're free. We talk about this all the time. I always talk about this all the time. And then you're free to do other stuff, which is paint and maybe make some music, I guess. We can make some music, I guess. Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. Maybe I have to make some music here. Let's see. Maybe we'll make some music, huh? I don't feel like opening up any paint and painting, even though I have this canvas in front of me. Though I might, I'm tempted. What is it, Jennifer? What is? It's 25, 25 in Ontario. Jennifer says that ain't nothing. It's 54 here. Ah, yeah, it's kind of cold. It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold. You're cold? Yeah. Oh. It's cold. We're cold. I'm cold. Cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. I'm cold-blooded. 36 degrees, Tempora says. Gloves. Gloves, is that the trick? Gloves? You got to do the gloves. Got to wear some gloves. All right. I have some, well, if I'm going to paint, then I'll wear some of the nitrate, blue nitrate gloves. But I guess I'm not sure I want to do anything at the moment. I don't know. I think I'm just existing at the moment right now, which is for what it's worth, what it is. What it is. What it is. It is what it is, and it is going to be just that. Just, anyway, I'm kind of looking back at this painting here. Maybe I can figure out how to work on this, and if that's the case, maybe I should put some gloves on. And then I'll be warm. I'll warm up a little bit. Maybe it's not that much, but it'll be some kind of warmth. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. They say it's going to rain tomorrow, or there's a chance of rain, so it's starting to get cold, more so. I don't know if that's the case for you, but what happens here, it's probably universal, but usually when it rains, it's not as cold, but right after it rains, it gets super cold. Whoa. It gets like really cold after the rain leaves. Do you find that to be the case, like in Wisconsin or Ontario? Is that the case? It probably is. It probably is. Am I going to sing the blues? I guess I could. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't really been, whatever. Wasn't really sure what I was doing. I haven't really, I'm doing stuff. I'm always doing stuff. And I think it's just a matter of not being focused. I'm not focused, you know. I think it's because I've been focused, or I go on runs of being focused. And so I guess I'm in a mode where I'm not focused as much. I am focused a little bit. I don't have any direction at the moment. There's no one egging me on to do anything at all. It's a weird place to be nowhere. kind of feels like you're spinning your wheels, going through the motion. You ever feel that? I feel that way sometimes. Feel like I'm going through the motions, but that's all right. Life can be just that. Anyway, so I'm contemplating if I should break out the acrylics. I could break out some paints. I could play some music, but I don't know. I'm not really sold that I'm not really. I think I might want to give up my music career. I'm not really sure there's really anything to it. There's barely anything to my painting career. That's for sure. But at least I sometimes make some money at it. Speaking of which, I have an Etsy store, and you can go to that. Go to my Etsy store there. There's a link in my description box there. Or you can, if you can't find it, you can go to letspainttv.com, and I have a link there. I also have you can go to other places. I have eBay. If maybe you're a fan of eBay, I have an eBay store, and also I have kind of do you feel like you're hibernating? Aren't you feeling like a little bit? It's really kind of depressing, right? The lack of sun. I mean, I wake up late anyway. I always wake up late. Always have. I mean, not unless I was going to school or something, I guess, and I had to wake up early. But and so now I wake up late, and then next thing you know, the sun's going down. It's like fucking bullshit is that? So I kind of this period right before the winter solstice, which is coming. Whoa, winter solstice is coming. Every day is getting darker, and winter solstice is coming soon. It just gets you just get depressing. No sun. It's dark at 3 o'clock now. And I'm depressed because there's no more sun. There is no sun. Why are you depressed, man? Why are you depressed? Because I wake up late. And the sun goes down too early in the winter. All right, I ended up singing. I don't know if there's any more of that in me. You were depressed before that song. That song had some wings to it. It was almost as if I drank a Red Bull, like that Red Bull commercial where they drink the Red Bull and then they have wings and they start flying. It had some moments. It felt like I felt like I was a Gregorian chant or something. I was kind of feeling as though I was in some kind of monastery or something, like. Well, this is the time of the year where one gets more, because it is kind of depressing. The sun goes down like that. It's kind of depressing. And so you kind of wonder, well, what's it all about, man? This sucks. What's up with the sun, man? Now, you want to solve the problem? I'll tell you how you solve it. How you solve it is you move. That's right. You move to anywhere on the meridian. this sort of the middle of the planet, mainly. Well, one place in particular would be the Caribbean. Anywhere in the Caribbean, you're not gonna you basically don't have to deal with this sundown, sunset, sunset, no sun, all dark, all night long, and all day long, and no sun. No sun all day. No sun all day. But so I kind of look forward to the winter solstice. I look forward to it, actually, the winter solstice coming up. And because afterwards it starts going up, it starts getting a little more extra sunlight every day. I love that. But right now, oh man, it's like it hits hard every day. Every day now. It's like one more 5 minutes or what, I don't even know. You can look it up. Boom, 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 boom. It just goes worse and worse and worse and worse every day until the winter solstice. And then it starts to come back up, and then, yeah. So anyway, we still got a few more days before that happens. What is it? The 7th, the 8th? We got another 10 days. So it's just getting worse. We're in. You know what you got to do is you just got to take on the dark. You got to take on the darkness. Like you're like one of those people that live underneath the earth, like in a cave or something, like they can never see sunlight and they just live their whole lives in like a cave. You just have to go for it. You have to just live your life even though there is no sunlight. It's kind of exciting, actually. It's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting. Changes. Change is good. Change is good. Even though it's kind of fun, seasons. Greetings. Seasons, greetings. It's kind of fun. But anyway, I think too, in conjunction with the fact that the sun keeps going down and down and down. Now, by the way, I don't know how it works when you're there in the Caribbean hanging out, and it's just sunny constantly all the time kind of deal. But But this whole experience of the winter really, at least for us northern hemisphere types, and it's weird because think about all those people. Now I can't speak for obviously people that had spent all their entire existence in the southern hemisphere, but I mean, at least the way the world works and has been working, at least in terms of, it's been dominated by northern hemisphere activity, and I'm not sure why exactly, but it had, in terms of the dominance, at least in the last how many thousand years? Before that, different story, I'm sure. Different story. Because there was some dominance in the southern hemisphere, obviously, too, that obviously we don't know about. And so that's all speculative or debatable and or proven. And so we're not getting into that. I'm just we're just talking about in the last 2,000 plus years, where the dominant religions and countries are all in the northern hemisphere, and customs and all that stuff. And I think it gets the winter aspects of it lends itself to hibernating, and then also asking about. It's just another aspect of wondering what life is all about. And you start asking, what's this all about? And maybe some God talk, talking about God, and the likes. Okay, you're watching Let's Paint TV. We're just kind of hanging out on a Friday night, and I'm just sort of talking off the top of my head because it helps a little bit because I was freezing like 20 minutes ago, and now I don't feel so cold because I'm talking. And so just to keep that in mind, I put my gloves on. I put on some gloves, and let me tie my shoe. I might trip and fall, so let me tie my shoe here. I wonder, am I going to do any painting? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I suppose I could. I could fix on this. I could fix this. I feel like it's. But I gotta should I move on to the? Well, I'm tempted to move on to the oils. I could move on. Get some oils on here, but then I don't want to do that. I'm kind of. I don't know. A part of me wants to just do acrylics. We talked about this the other day, and by the way, thanks to our for your support. I did buy the Nova Color texture paste that was recommended by Alex, and I did order it. I don't know when I'm getting it, but I did order it. All right, let me just go back. Be right back. I'll be right back. Be right back. All right, we're right back. We are right back here. Thanks again. Let's Paint TV on a Friday night, December something. And 55 degrees here in the Let's Paint TV studio. We're what Tim asked, what's the big difference between oil and acrylics? Oh man, let me count the ways. There's lots of variables when you ask that question, or when that question gets asked, or whatever. I can show you some examples of just. Okay, so the acrylic. First of all, acrylic dries like boom. Not necessarily like boom, but on a hot day, not at 55 degrees, but within a day, because like in this kind of weather, it probably won't dry right away anyway. But by you sleep on it, the next thing you wake up tomorrow, it's totally dry. You can but and whereas oil, I got these paintings. I have oil paintings right now that are still drying, and I did them last week and 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I have oil paint because I use a lot of oil paint, and so they're still wet. Parts of them, particularly the thicker parts, they still stay. But the beauty of oil, it can be the beauty of oil, is there's a luminosity, there's a sheen, a shine that you get from the oils that I like. Now, it is possible to do that with acrylics. I haven't figured it out, but people are able to kind of get the same excitement in terms of maybe a shine or a sheen. I haven't figured it out. And what I end up having the issue is with the acrylic is kind of maybe a chalky quality. It doesn't really pop. The color, well, no, the colors pop. That's what I like about the acrylics. So acrylics are pretty vibrant. That's what I like about them, I think. And I tend to, and it's just the way, it's a personal thing, and you discover different things. And so the way I work with oils, I tend to be messy. I'm a kind of a messy guy anyway. So when I work with the oils, then everything starts to blend with all the other colors, and so it becomes messy. And so the colors don't really pop as well as they could, because I'm applying the paint in a messy way, and so they're always blending and anyway, so whereas the acrylic, the stuff dries, and then you can put more paint on top of it. So that's the advantage with the acrylic. You can keep adding paint to it, and you don't get the mud potentially. And again, it's a little confusing because there's so many variables on the approach to how to do anything when it comes to painting and working with different mediums and stuff. What's nice about acrylic is, just simply put, not before I get too complicated here, is that it dries really fast, or it can dry within a day, and even a lot quicker. Really, it's just within an hour or even a half an hour. If it's a hot day, it will dry really fast. And whereas oil, not so much. However, there's dryers that you can add to oil so that it could dry quicker, and also there's stuff you can add to acrylic so it doesn't dry so fast. All right, so there's that, and then also the other big point with acrylic is you use water to spread the paint. And oil paint, again, they make oils now where you can use water. So, but those are no one uses those. That's bullshit. As far as from what I can tell, that's bullshit. But they do market some oils that are water mixable. But with oils you use what would you call it? Well, paint thinner, Well, mineral spirits, I guess, is what technically is ideally what you would use to spread the paint, as opposed to water. And you obviously, and you can add these various mediums to. There's a whole bunch of mediums you can use, and the same thing with the acrylic. It's so. But anyway, but the main thing is that one mostly is water based. The other one is more petroleum base. I don't know. Is that right? Petroleum, oil base. It's like mixing with water and oil. Like if you know, you put if you make some pasta. You boil some pasta in some water, and you maybe put some oil in your pot. I don't know if you ever do that. I know people say don't do that. I don't do that, but I whatever you ever whatever. Fuck it. Not getting into cooking. So that's the difference, I guess. But I find that I have, over the years, liked oil more so. I've enjoyed oil painting way more than the acrylic. But I dabble in the acrylic, and like just now recently I ordered some more acrylic paints, and I've had a little success with it. I'm not sold that I've had any success with them. I think my oil paintings, the ones that are successful, let's just say, are tend to be better. But it's not easy to understand how that all works. What? Anyway, I'm always struggling with those kind of things. I'm always thinking, and I know that's not. You probably don't want to see Picasso and Van Gogh, going, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest. Not that I'm Picasso or Van Gogh, but I think there's a tendency. I'll just say this with in terms of the selling of art and how artists are sold, and the commerce of art, the selling of art, the selling of an artwork. You don't want the artist to go, I don't know what I'm doing. It's usually not. That's not a good selling point. And I've actually, if say Van Gogh had a podcast, he'd probably be like, oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe. He might be saying, I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck it all. Fuck it all. It's like, I'm going to get fucked up. Fuck this shit. Fuck life, man. Fuck life. All right. You're watching Let's Paint TV. We're sort of an art-related podcast. It's not a podcast. It could be a podcast, but I just never figured out how to do one. I tried to do a podcast, and then never. Oh, I did a few, but then I just deleted them. I was just like talking about, well, kind of like what I'm doing now. It's best in some cases that the artist shuts up, is basically what I'm hinting at and referring to. When it comes to commerce, you probably don't want the artist, particularly if the artist is questioning or trying different things. That's another thing too, is if you're doing different things, that's not good in terms of the selling of the art and the artist. It usually not. But I always found that to be problematic and frustrating, and so. All right, I'm tapping my fingers. Maybe we should try some painting here. I might mess around with this a little bit. It's asking me to do something here. But then I have to get out my paints. Let me see. Maybe I can figure. I might be able to figure this out here. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. That wasn't that hard. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's my acrylics. Oh. Okay, that wasn't too hard. What I have a little palette here, but it's full of oil paint, and so I would put my colors down here, but that's all full of wet oil paint, and I'm tempted to use the oil paint on this painting, but I'm going to try to hold off on that because I'm not sold that doing. I am playing with the combining of the acrylic and then oil. I have played with that, and I am playing with that, but part of me doesn't want to do it at all and stay away from it because then it has to dry. It defeats the purpose. But anyway, there's no right answer. Okay, let's do a little painting here, or at least begin some kind of process. With doing something here. The sun is going down. Too soon it's going down. It is going down too fast every day as we get to the winter solstice. It keeps going shorter every day. The days are growing shorter every day. It makes me depressed that there is no sun during the day anymore. What's happening in this world we live in? No more sun and no more sun, only darkness. Only darkness, oh. All right, working on that song. Winter solstice song, I guess, is what we're working on here. Maybe we can string together that little bit I had sung about 10 minutes prior to that little ditty. And maybe we could put the two together. Maybe we got a hit. Let's get a hit. Let's make a hit. Let's get Let's get succeed. Let's succeed. Let's fight. Fight the darkness. Fight the night. So Mike night. Do 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 do. It's a Mac night. Da, 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 da. It's a Mac night. Da, 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 da. Mac night. Mac. I don't know that song, but I kind of know it. Okay. All right. I think I know it. With the little the moon there, the little face on the moon guy. All right. Kind of looking like Humpty Dumpty on the wall, but he's up on the moon. What's that image? Okay, let me open up some of these acrylics. The other thing I don't like about acrylics is that if you by chance leave your jars of paint open, say goodbye to your paint. Your paint is going to dry up. So that's also a drawback. Whereas oil, you can leave your tubes open. Tubes can stay open and the paint will not dry. Well, after about 6 months or something. But you can leave your paint open for a week or so and no one's going to care. It might skin up or something, at the worst. But all right, let's just open up some of these colors. Let's just see what happens. So this is some yellow ochre that I've had. I've had it for probably for a few years. So don't cry a river now. Don't feel sorry for me. I made good use of this yellow ochre, but you can see I'm at the bottom, and now it's kind of questionable, like if it's any good. But there's a little something in there. But it's drying up on me quick, and the fact that I opened it just now. Okay, I got some red. I got some blue. Now I ordered some iridescent. No, fluorescent. By the way, do you guys use fluoride toothpaste? That has nothing to do with fluorescent paint, but we just good question. I know some people are like, oh, I can't, no fluoride. I don't want no fluoride in my municipal water. No fluoride. No, it causes autism or something. Okay, I got some red, some yellow, some blue. Get some white. Always you can use a little white. Let's see what happens. And I got some green, orange. Probably open up some green too. So I opened up all these colors here. I got the green. Open up the green. Like I said, I got all my colors of the rainbow. And I probably should clean up my brushes, my vat of water that I'm using. It's really dirty. But I'm not. I'm not going to. I mean, it took me just all this time just to, get going. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's just kind of possibly fix what we got, if it's possible. I'm not really sure if I'm really, making anything better here. But I think what it comes down to is that something is bothering me. Something is bothering me, so I'm going to try to fix it. But there's no real... But once you think you're fixing something, you're actually causing another problem. What I'm going to try to do is try to maybe go pretty opaque. And I don't know if you're familiar with the word opaque, but it's as opposed to translucent. But I'm trying to give a little combo here on this red where it's more opaque close to the letters. But what happens is that a can of worms develops in the sense of there's a something else happens when you start adding to your piece, your painting. There's like new developments that are happening here, and so it's not always what you wanted or planned, or maybe it's maybe what you wanted, but there's always a wrinkle that you're not certain. You will not know what that wrinkle is until you enter that force field, that void. I don't know if it's a void, but enter that world. And anyway, so I'm going to try to. The idea here is to try to keep some of the translucent. Is that the word, translucent? I think so. Try to keep some of that element of the red that I have here. It's the end of the world. I mean, that's probably what people were thinking before they were understood what's going on. That it could be the end of the world. There's that one. There's always these interesting stories of these people that had gone from. I don't know. They like had an issue of the Farmer's Almanac or something, and so they kind of knew when there would be like not a full moon, but one of those things where the moon gets partially, eclipse, a lunar eclipse, and the whole, all the sunlight goes dark for a second, and they somehow were about. There's always, I don't know, is that a true story or was that just in the movies where they go ahead and these people are about to die basically because of like the people there who are already there. I don't know wherever they're from. I don't know how you're supposed to call them anymore. But so you take them, they have these people coming from like Europe basically. And they're coming into their lands, but they have the Farmer's Almanac, and they know that the moon is going to be some weird thing where this moon gets. How does it work? Okay, so the sun. It's the sun. I think it's a solar eclipse, and so then it becomes dark for a second. And I don't know if it was in a movie. It was clearly in a movie, but I don't know if it was really the case. Like if there was some story, like. Sir Francis Drake or somebody like that. They were about to die. They were going to be put on some kind of thing where they stretch you and they crank you, and you were going to be like just be separated, your body and everything. And then they go, no, but wait. The sun is going to disappear in a second. And they're like, so what? We're still going to kill you. But then the sun does disappear, and then they go, oh my God. Oh my God. And then they let the person live. And then subsequently that person, later on through more, the colonization, conquest, they end up, destroying their worlds as they know it. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Thank you, Kitchen Sink Sponge. Thank you very much. I need to get a little thing that makes some sounds. I used to have it. I had an ITFF. What is that? Like what you see is... Wait. If this happens, then that happens. I had that thing all set up so that anytime someone would send a donation, it would create a sound or something. And then the company that I had it all set up decided to go kaput. Anyway, they ceased to operate. At least I think they ceased to operate in the continental United States at the very least. So basically my little fun ITFF, wait. If this happens, then that happens. Oh, wait. There's like a 4 or 5 letter thing. I might want to investigate that, or I just need to get a little clicker to go ba-bing, like a little sound. I don't know. I had one too, and I threw it away. You used to get tired of stuff, All right. Fantastic. Well, we're doing a little painting here. How about that? Look at that. Proud of you guys. We're doing it. Sometimes, even if you just do a little painting a day, even if it's for a few minutes, and I think the tendency too is that when it comes to painting, or being an artist and all that, is you feel guilty that you are not being productive, and because you didn't put in 8 hours, into painting or whatever that was, that what you're supposed to be thinking that you're supposed to be doing. And you shouldn't let that get to you. I mean, don't let that stop you. Or you can feel bad about that, but particularly if you're kind of like you have a workaholic, maybe your family, most people's family is workaholic, right? I mean, we did not survive. You and I, your family, your parents, maybe it wasn't so much your parents, but at least, their parents, maybe you had some deadbeat parents, I don't know. But we all come from various families that have been able to survive up until this point. That's why you're here. So, and most likely it was through work, a very work ethic. Hard working kind of stuff. So But that's I think that's the problem is that you're thinking, oh shoot, and my DNA says work my ass off, and that's how it's going to work. That's how I'm going to get things done. It's by working my ass off. When sometimes it's good to do the pondering and not do much of anything. Sometimes it's because otherwise you're spinning your wheels. There's that. I think it comes down to you. You could be spinning your wheels. You could be overworking. And in creativity, there's a lot of overworking that happens, and that's why people give up on creativity is because they overworked it, and then they realize that creativity doesn't work that way. Creativity doesn't work. Not always, but it doesn't work generally. At least I have found that it does not work when it comes to, creating something. It has its drawbacks. All right, so I think I'm going to have to encapsulate the letters with the red. It looks like that's where I'm headed. But I'm not going to give it too much. Well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to regret it. See, now, there's a lot to be said about having too much time on your hands. Because you might, ruin what you had. But then that's a learning, that can be a learning thing. We're learning, I'm learning. Constantly learning. All right, guys, we're getting close to ending. I'm going to call it a day here. Just going to finish the outline on this. just going to finish the outline on this. Did I get it all? Oh, wait, almost. So, I kind of, maybe made it worse, what I just did. However, let me go ahead and, but we'll regroup and mess with it, maybe, another time, or I'll just do it on my own and mess with it. All right, so, let's get this. So I did hit it all there. Anyway, things happen, things changes. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's for the better, When it comes to painting, I find that can be the case. All right, I think I hit all the spots here. Let me get this spot here. All right, so I'm going to attack these other areas here, but we'll do it on another day. And I opened up all those cans, and I'm just going to close them all up here. Make sure they're tight if you can. So I opened up that yellow ochre. I talked about the yellow ochre, and I didn't even use it, so that's all right. That's all right. Well, that's going to be it here for us here tonight. We did a little painting. We did a little singing. We did a little complaining. We did a little chit-chat. And we somehow found a way to get through another exciting hour of Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. We'll be back again most likely on Monday. Never know when I'll be on, but I most likely I'll be on Monday. I'll probably be depressed because the sun is even going more down. Makes me down and makes me depressed. I probably should just move to the Caribbean is probably what I need to do. I just need to move to the Caribbean, at least during the winter time. All right, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun though. Again, it's fun. So we have to think about it as a fun thing. It can be fun. This is kind of exciting, and it is potentially. All right, thanks again, everybody. We'll see you another day. Bye. Make sure you check out my Etsy store, and you can subscribe, all that stuff. We got Patreon, all that stuff. Okay, bye. Let'sPaintTV.com. Bye.